Nazis! I can't get my chair in the right spot. I'm trying to cross my legs for comfort. It's not comfortable. All right, let's talk about Nazis. Now, when I want to talk about Nazis, I mean the nearest thing to real Nazis. Not what everyone says are Nazis nowadays, which is anybody that disagrees with them. You're like an actual Nazi. No. If someone says, I'm a little concerned by uncontrolled immigration, not a Nazi. You know, I voted for Trump. Not a Nazi. Or probably not a Nazi. Could be, but not because of that. Republican. Nazi! No. Definitely not a Nazi. But there are people that do kind of qualify, and I bumped into one on Twitter by obviously looking through Happy Dog's fucking tweet. Not saying Happy Dog was one of them. He was addressing one of them, and I couldn't help but address Happy Dog, and this guy climbed all over my dick for a while. He put up a post with an image on it with text, and it says, if Germany had won, a war-torn Europe would have been spectacularly rebuilt, supervised by Hitler's architect, Albert Speer. Berlin, now renamed Germania, would be the capital of Europe. All Europeans would have benefited from the German economic miracle. When he says all Europeans, I'm assuming he doesn't mean the Jews, the Gypsies, the disabled, the black, or anything like that. I mean, it just means, white people. No USSR, and thus no Cold War or Iron Curtain. Clearly, it's if Hitler won everything, is what he means. No word of what would happen to Russia because his crystal ball probably went a bit cloudy at that point. No Red China, and the subsequent killing of 40 to 60 million Chinese people, because China never killed anybody before it turned to communism. No communism anywhere. The end of the political ideology known as Zionism. A Palestine free from Israeli aggression and the relocation of the Jews to Madagascar was legitimately a German plan to relocate all Jews to Madagascar. Whether the Jews wanted to go or not, and those that didn't, well, they went to the camps anyway, didn't they? It shows that the Germans were very keen on relocation by the way they put all the Jews into trains and burned them in fucking ovens. But I digress. Greater stability in the Middle East without Israel. I'm seeing a pattern here, Graham. A pattern's emerging of his fascination with Israel and the Jews. No fictitious war on terror. What about a real one? Why just fictitious? A ban on usury and privately owned central banks. Abolishment of Freemasonry, because that's a massive problem in this world. An emphasis on traditional family values. Hitler was childless, wasn't married. Where's the traditional family values? Anyway, far be it from me. No cultural Marxism or liberalism and their destructive ideologies, such as drugs. There'll be no drugs. Even the drugs the Nazis took. No drugs. Hitler was off his tits on speed all the fucking time, but no drugs. There'll be no abortions, because they've never happened and certainly didn't happen when the Nazis were in charge. They need them, they kill half the fucking people. There'd be no pornography. Because no German ever looked at pornography. Germans still don't, do they? There's no such thing as German pornography or Scheisse movies. No homosexuality. Apparently homosexuality is an ideology of cultural Marxism and liberalism. Thumbs up. There'll be no radical feminism. There will be no multiculturalism and the present Jewish policy of forced third world immigration to the West. And you still tell me that we won? Yes, we did win. We won against fascist assholes like you. You don't have a crystal ball. You don't know what would have happened. If Hitler had fucking won, the genocide would have continued for generations. Because in case you didn't notice, in just a few years, they killed a shit ton of people. The Jews, the gypsies, the disabled, the mentally ill, fucking anyone that didn't fit the ideal image of the Germans went to the fucking camps and died, and that would have continued if he'd won. Why wouldn't it? There'd have been no one to stop the mad bastard. Yes, what happened in the USSR with communism was fucking dreadful. What's happened in China was fucking dreadful. But how is it better just to replace those with more different genocides? I know why. Because you don't like the people that didn't get genocided, do you? You wanted to see a few more Jews die. The person that put this up said you don't know anything about the way I think about all this. Yes, I do. I've had a look through your fucking profile and your friends and all the other things. And to be honest, you're full of shit. You say you were in the Royal Navy, you're a patriot, you're a piece of shit. You're a piece of shit Nazi apologist fucking... You're just awful. You're a fucking maggot. You're the lowest of low. You have as much value to this country as one of those frothing at the mouth jihadist fucks that says we must live under Sharia law or die. You are as valuable to this country as them. Going on about your blood, the purity of your blood. Well, it's a shame about the shit in your fucking head. Purity of your blood. You were born white because you had white parents. Don't be proud. You've never achieved fuck all in your life. You miserable fucking wretch. For all the bullshit and everything else, I don't wish death on any fucking group of people. How you could say, oh, if only Hitler had won, it would have been a much nicer, less Jews. Maybe you'd have killed your fucking ancestors and we wouldn't have had you. How about that? That's all it is. The wrong people for you were basically the subject of genocide. Fucking dreadful cunts. And people go on to me, oh, Lively's terribly racist. Oh, terribly racist. There's fucking Nazi movements on Twitter. Fucking teaming with the bastards. And pedos and fucking... all kind of fucking oddballs that want to harm people and animals and all sorts of shit. You know, but this prig, what a fucking terrible person. It's the fact that they can genuinely say to me, well, you don't know anything about how I think about these things. Well, I do. You've written it all there. You've written it all there, and it's kind of, obvious. You would have been one of Mosley's guys. You'd have been a fucking brown shirt. And everybody would have fucking hated you. Now, I said to Happy Dog that, now that the greatest generation, because that's how we refer to them, isn't it? Whether you like it or not, the greatest generation, why not? Give them the props. Now that they're dying out, this shit will come forward, and it will. And he questioned the greatest generation. They've sold us out! No, they just fought against fascism they were fighting against. That genuinely did threaten our way of life, our culture. Which apparently you'd have handed over straight away in favour of being a Nazi. No, you're a traitor. You're a turncoat. You're a brown shirt. You're a worthless piece of shit. You and everyone like you. And then the Holocaust deniers popped in on the thread, obviously, and one I looked in there, because they can't fucking help themselves. I'm not talking people that go, like things that apparently you're still not allowed to do. But you get people that do say, I don't know if it was 6 million or not. I mean, I don't know how many people fucking... I see 6 million, I'll give you 6 million. Was it less? Was it more? I don't know. Too many is the answer. Far too many. But it's all these, it didn't really happen. It was all lies. Yeah, of course it was. All lies. Fucking, they're all delusional. They're all mental. They're all fucking mental and thick. And they revere like that guy that went to Auschwitz and took the scrapings off the tiles to prove there were never gas chambers in a totally unscientific test that would have destroyed any scientific evidence anyway. But people still go with it because why not? It fulfills what you need. And that's what social media and the internet can be very good at when you surround yourself with people as fucking mental as you are. It just pays in. It gives you the affirmation. You feel, yeah, I've got the angle here. And then when you inevitably fail in life, as you will, miserably, when you're sat smelling of dirty balls and feet, you can sit there and blame the Jews.